everybody, Academic Writing in 3 minutes, and this episode concerns the second of our critical writing paragraph structures. First one was in the previous episode, and this episode looks at the W.E.E.D paragraph structure, so it's W-E-E-D. And like the other paragraph structures that we're looking at, this is an acronym, so the letters stand for something. So W-E-E-D, the W is the what, as is what is the paragraph about. This is your first sentence, so it'll probably be your topic sentence, and this is where you give the reader a clear idea of what the main idea is in your paragraph, the what, first sentence. Then the second sentence is the first E, and this is explanation. And this is where you expand on the main idea in the first sentence, okay? Then after this, you have examples and evidence. Now, the examples and evidence can be 2 sentences, 3, 4. It depends how many ideas you have and also what level you're writing. For example, if you're a postgrad student, you'd be expected to write pretty lengthy paragraphs, where a first-year undergrad might not be required to write with so much detail. So the examples and evidence, there is some flexibility with that, okay? And here you're going to detail the sources and what they say and who agrees, who disagrees, that kind of thing. And then at the end, the final part is D, which is do. And the do is where you give your critical comment. What can you conclude from what you've just written above? What's your evaluation? Why are you telling the reader this? Okay, you're making your point. Okay, so W-E-E-D. What, explanation, examples, evidence, and do. Okay, so a possible example structure. Here's an example paragraph using this structure. Okay, so the first sentence says, scientists do not agree about the extent to which creativity can be linked to activity in the right hemisphere of the brain. That's what it's about doubts about creativity in the right side of the brain. Okay, sentence 2 explains this and says it is known that the biochemistry of the 2 hemispheres of the brain is different. Okay, so the first sentence says scientists disagree, and the second sentence says, well, you know, different sides of the brain are used for 2 different purposes. Fine. Now from here you then have examples and evidence. Now these examples and evidence can then argue your point about brain creativity, or you might still be impartial and you might just be debating different sides of the argument. Okay, so one scientist or one group might believe something, another group might believe something else, and from here you go to your critical comment. Okay, now the critical comment here is like this. It's the final sentence. This link between creativity and the right hemisphere of the brain has not yet been adequately demonstrated, and it may indeed be the case that the right brain produces a response in activity rather than producing a response to a causes in activity. Okay, so here the evidence has been debated equally, and at the end the writer was saying, well, this is what I found out. You know, really no one really knows, no one's clear. It has not been adequately demonstrated. As always, note the phrases that are used in the paragraph. Okay, so that's the W.E.E.D paragraph structure. Okay, I know this is longer than 3 minutes, apologies, but there was a lot to get through on here. Okay, and in the next episode we'll look at the final paragraph structure. Okay, thanks for listening.